Hello? I just asked the person in the back what this long line's for. She said, I don't know, it's about some author. I said,
This is classic Victor Villasenor. He loves to get a laugh.
how many of you here can say taco?
Almost as much as he loves to inspire people with his talks and his bestsellers.
How many of you have read the new book, Burro Genius?
Burro Genius is Victor's childhood memoir. We see a boy growing up in the 40s, rejecting his rich Mexican and Indian culture because of racism at school. He blames the teachers.
Teachers, please remember that every child that comes to you is a gift from God.
Victor says almost all his teachers beat down his spirit, his genius, because he was Mexican. Now Victor does the teaching.
One more time, say, I am a burro, genius, miracle worker.
That's why I was sent here to earth, to help bring out the genius in all of us.
Victor's story begins with gusto here in a barrio in Southern California.
I was born inside here, and the doctor and my father got drunk, and it was the nurse and my Aunt Charlotte who delivered me.
His parents, Lupe and Salvador, a bootlegger who later owned a liquor store, built a huge house up the hill on acres of land. It's still home for Victor.
Hi, horses. How are you doing?
Victor was in the saddle by age 3 and had free rein on the ranch that was like a little Mexico. Everyone served up Mexican traditions at every turn, just like Victor does today.
I thought God was a short Mexican that ate rice and beans and drank tequila and laughed a lot. Life was this big, wild adventure, and it was full of gusto. And it wasn't until I started school that got crushed.
Nothing was the same after Victor saw a teacher hit another Mexican boy for speaking Spanish.
She slapped him until he was bloody. I don't know if she broke his nose or what, but we were terror-stricken.
And all that shame followed Victor home.
I looked down my nose at my parents and my culture.
Within a week, he started to believe what he heard his teachers say.
That we were stupid and we belonged south of the border. There was no purpose in being in school because Mexicans didn't have the brains to amount to anything.
But something else held this boy back. He couldn't read or spell, and only as an adult learned he was severely dyslexic. But a 7th grade substitute teacher who wanted students to write from the heart gave Victor hope.
So I wrote about what I loved to do, about going hunting with my bow and arrow after school with my brother's dog, Shep. That teacher gave me an A.
If I hadn't had that substitute teacher, I don't think I could have ever become a writer.
That room up there with all the glass, that's where I write. I've been writing up there for 40-some years.
But it wasn't easy at first.
I have a whole garage full of probably about half a ton of writing that never got published.
There's short stories, about 65 of them, and then there's about 12 different books.
I wrote 10 years, got 265 rejections.
I sold my first book, A la Brava, which they changed to Macho, about a boy from Michoacan. And it got compared to the best of John Steinbeck by the LA Times. And I said, that's a good start. This book is dedicated to Ramon.
Then there's the book.
This is the beginning of Burro Genius, Witness a Man.
That took him 41 years to finish.
People think genius is smart. Genius, guardian deity, spirit of a person, natural ability.
So when we listen to our genius, to our intuitive voice, we access the kingdom of God and we bring it out, and we're a miracle maker.
And why the word burro?
Because burro is the hardest working animal all over the earth, and I don't want them being lazy geniuses.
I read every single book for the exception of Macho. It's the only one I have not read.
They're not just buying one book, they're buying all of his books. And if they've bought them before, they're buying them again to give away as gifts.
Do you remember when you were a little kid?
Not really, no.
Signing everyone's books can take hours, but it gives him a chance to connect one more time. She's the one who referred to Victor as some author. Now a man she didn't know hours earlier has shown her who she really is.
You're a genius. You're wonderful.
And she's shown this genius that what he's doing is working.